Mr. President, on another matter, this week is Sunshine Week. It's a time when we rededicate ourselves to transparency in government. It's important to all of us. We celebrate one of our nation's most defining characteristics. The government of, for, and by the people does not operate in secret. Our democracy depends on an informed public. It's critical that public officials be truthful with the American people. But we're not even 2 months into this presidency, and it's clear that the administration is not meeting that standard. The Attorney General has yet to come forward and tell us whether the president was telling the truth when he accused President Obama of breaking the law and spying on him. And the president's nominees create a real stunning indifference to the truth. His nominees lead the Treasury Department, the EPA, HHS, and the Justice Department have all misled Congress while testifying under oath. As they take control of their agencies, I remind them that our laws demand an open and transparent government. Last year, Congress took a strong step to reaffirm our commitment to open government. We passed the FOIA Improvement Act. Now, this is a bipartisan bill. I co-authored it with the Deputy Republican leader, Senator Cornyn of Texas. It was the most significant reform to the Freedom of Information Act in over 50 years, the law that Senator Cornyn and I wrote. It codified the presumption of openness. It put the force of law behind the notion that sunshine, not secrecy, is the default setting of our government. Given what we've seen thus far, this administration, its nominees, transparency, accountability, open government are more important than ever. It is no surprise that next week, when the President's Supreme Court nominee appears before the Senate Judiciary Committee, I will insist on real answers from Judge Neil Gorsuch, because there are real concerns about his record, his judicial philosophy. We also can't ignore the fact that Judge Gorsuch was nominated by President Trump only after being vetted by extreme interest groups that did all of that in secret. It is alarming and unprecedented for a president to outsource the nomination process in this way. The president's top advisor has assured attendees at a conservative conference that they know that Judge Gorsuch has a vision of Donald Trump. That's the same Donald Trump, of course, called the media the enemy of the American people. And the president could not be more wrong. As we note during Sunshine Week, our Constitution provides for freedom of the press because a democracy cannot survive without it. The press serves as a critical check on our government, shines a light on corruption, exploitation, and excess. My parents owned a weekly newspaper before they started their printing business. I was brought up to believe in the importance of the First Amendment. So Sunshine Week's emphasis on transparency won't just be this week, it should continue into the hearings next week. The Supreme Court is one of the least transparent parts of our government, and these hearings are one of the only opportunities for the American people to get a glimpse into the institution that protects their most essential rights. There are real questions about the kind of justice that Neil Gorsuch would be, and he needs to answer them openly and honestly. I think he realizes he cannot do it with the kind of dodges and misrepresentation we've heard from other nominees. Mr. President, I do not see anybody seeking the floor, so I will suggest the absence of quorum.